Alright guys, how's it going? Today we are mounting the hydraulic e-brake to the floor of my car, and I'm going to start running brake lines. So I've already kind of measured, and I know where I need to drill down there. So I'm going to drill a hole from the underside, cut a small X in the carpet so I can stab it through. That way if I ever take it out, it's hardly noticeable. Alright, and there it is all mounted up, and from underneath you'll see why I use that really big washer. It helps kind of evenly distribute the pressure amongst those ribs that are stamped into the floor. Makes it a whole lot stronger so your floor isn't flexing around and having a possibility of cracking it. And there it is right there, conforming to my dash. And as I sit in the car, it lands right where my hand should be. Also, it doesn't get in the way of the passenger seat. Alright, so I'm underneath the car. What you're seeing right there is the back of the car. I'm going to turn it around to the front. And see those brake lines to the far left, those two small ones? Those go to my rear. I'm going to tee those together so it's just one line. That one line will go to one side of the hydraulic e-brake, and then I'll tee them way up ahead into one line, and that'll go into the other side of the hydraulic e-brake. That'll be one in, one out, and the in will split into two as it goes towards the front, and the out will split into two as it goes towards the back. Alright, so I'm taking both of these rear lines. I'm going to cut them somewhere up here. There we go. And then I'm going to put this union here, and they will use the top left and the right hand side ones. This bottom one here will run to the master cylinder inside. Alright, so now that you cut both your rear brake lines, you put the tube nuts on them, and you put the brake flaring tool, and go ahead and flare both lines and run them just like that. And you see the part on the far right, that'll go to the outside of the hydraulic. Alright guys, it's all ugly. I still need to tuck it up, but after all your lines are ran, I like to bleed the brakes by doing it this way. I just run a hose from the bleeder to a bottle, have the hose submerged in the bottle, and when you hit the brakes, air bubbles come up, and it lets the air out, but it doesn't let anything back in. So it's a good way for you to bleed by yourself. Alright, here we go. Whew. Kind of hard to do one-handed. The car got a little sideways there. Probably shouldn't do that on the city streets. Alright guys, so the last thing I want to show you is how to turn a 97 Honda clutch master cylinder into a drift master cylinder. Originally, this is what it had. And this is an inlet right here, and this line right here would go out to your clutch. Well, I drilled it out. I drilled this too deep, that's why this is another one that I have. I drilled it out with a drill bit that measured in at 0.340. And then I took a pipe thread tap and ran the tap down. The tap itself was 1/8 national pipe thread. That means I could use this fitting afterwards. And the male part that you see right here is obviously pipe thread. That went in there. And that allowed me to put a shouldered brake line into there so I could have a brake line in and a brake line out without any leaks. And this is the drill that I used, and the tape is to measure how far down I went. And how far down I went was 0.40 on a drill bit that again was 0.340. And I just drilled that inside there, tapped this, and then I could run this brake line, which accepts 3/16 normal SAE brake line.